Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw aboard the MS Roald Admnudsen, a Hurtigruten ship, and I'm here with Daniel Skjeldam, the CEO, and we're going to find out all about this incredible expedition ship and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Daniel, this is the first time I've seen this ship. It's a beautiful, here in Vancouver. It just actually finished a Northwest Passage. But tell me a little bit about this ship. First of all, let's talk about the revolutionary power source and really how this ship is really so sustainable and green.
So this is the world's first hybrid powered cruise ship,
Right.
which means it's got battery packs, which helps the propulsion system and enables a much lower emission than another cruise ship of this size.
Yeah. What is the size? It's about roughly 530 passengers, I think.
530 passengers.
Okay.
So it's a small cruise ship,
Okay.
but it's purpose built to go into all the narrow fjords, narrow straits, small places in the areas that we sail to in Southern America, Arctic, Alaska, Norwegian coast and elsewhere. So our guests on board the ship will get to all the unique places, and that's where it's purpose built to do. And we also want to have a ship which is really driving sustainability in the cruise industry, and that's why we decided to make this the world's first hybrid powered cruise ship.
And then there's a second one on the way next year, right?
It is the second one on the way. She will be delivered in January next year and start sailing from April next year.
Now, talk a little bit about the accommodations, because I think they're absolutely stunning. You have a lot of different suite categories and but it is really a very innovative set of accommodations.
Yeah, we built it Nordic style look and feel. It's very warm, very comforting.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of different type of guests will really feel at home on this ship.
Mm-hmm.
And some would even say that the hardware, the ship is up to a luxury standard.
I would agree. I mean, I've seen a bunch of, especially these days, luxury expedition is all the rage, and I think you're there. It's actually a little bigger than some of those ships, but it certainly has the qualities. We're here in the Expedition Lounge. It's beautiful. Talk a little bit about the dining and the options you have there.
So Hurtigruten has been very well known for great dining over many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
We've been sourcing local produce from all over the world where we sail. So on this ship, we've chosen to have three main dining options. We have a main dining, which is called Aune. It's called after ship chandler Aune, who equipped the Arctic expeditions back in the early 1900s.
So we can eat just like the Arctic explorers, right?
It's a little bit more
better.
It's a little better than what they got. It's a very good food in Aune. Then we have a casual dining called Fredheim, which is open throughout the day, even for dinner, breakfast, lunch, or a snack.
And you order a milkshake, I think.
I love the milkshake in Fredheim.
And then you have a high-end dining, right?
We have a high-end dining called Lindström, and that's named after the chef of the big expeditions back in the early 1900s. And that's a true fine dining restaurant with big windows and great food. Local produce from a lot of the areas that we sail in, but served in a very, very good way.
Well, and you said big windows, and that's something I see throughout this ship, both in the lounges, throughout. You have incredible ways to watch the scenery go by as you go through these incredible places, right?
So the scenery, the places we go to is very important. So anywhere you are on the ship, from your compartments to the public areas to the restaurants, you will have a great view of the scenery, the animal life that we pass.
Yeah, well, it's amazing, and even though we're in Vancouver Harbor right now, I can see the potential for this. Now,
imagine an iceberg right outside here now, huh?
Yeah, well, let's think about that. We'll be careful there. Now, the other thing about it is that you have some incredible. You have this huge sauna, which I was amazed. With big windows, right? That you have incredible. You have some hot tubs and even an infinity pool in the stern, right?
Yes, it's a beautiful aft part of this ship with a big infinity pool, two big jacuzzis, and since a lot of our guests are doing activities during the day, it's a nice place to retreat back to, have a drink in the jacuzzi, warm, nice, and look out at the nature that passes when the ship sails back from the activities.
And then, of course, you have the expeditions that you can go on. And we were down in the sort of in the lower parts of the ship, lower decks, and you have great place to get ready for that expedition. And you get on zodiacs or you go on kayaks and all kinds of things like that, right?
Yes. And we store our zodiacs and kayaks in a tender garage, so they will be on the water very, very fast. And we prep our guests in an expedition lounge before they board, where they understand more about the areas we're going to land them on. And we also have a science center.
Well, I was going to say that you have an incredible science center, and I mean, he has microscopes. It was like, what is this? Is this like some kind of experiment going on? It's great.
We have an amazing expedition team on board with scientists, with experts from a lot of different fields, from history to geology to glaciology, and we let our guests take part in citizen science projects to help out with science in science institutions around the world, counting animals, doing water samples. So it's a very educational type voyage, as well as being comfortable.
Well, it's a little bit of both of that, a lot of that. And the other thing you have here is now where are you going? We're going to Antarctica is one place, and I think this ship is going to eventually get down to this season, and then you're going to do the Arctic. What are some of the itineraries that you're going to feature in the next year?
So Antarctica is important for us. We're the largest operator in Antarctica, but this ship will go back up the South American coast, the North American coast, into Alaska next summer. Yeah. So we'll spend the entire summer in Alaska, doing Alaska the Hurtigruten way, which means going to places which is not served by the big ships, seeing things which you can't see from the big ships. Okay. Aleutian Islands will be on the itinerary. And then the sister ship will spend a lot of time in the Arctic, Greenland, Iceland, Svalbard, Norwegian coast, before she also heads down to Antarctica. Yeah. So a lot of exciting places to sail with on these ships.
And indeed, I think your company next year will offer sort of expedition cruises of Norway, which you're known as a coastal voyage because you began as a ferry service and turned into an expedition cruise line, and then you're going to do expeditions in Norway as well.
So no one knows the Norwegian coast like us. We sailed there for 126 years, and now we start expedition cruises, which means that it will be an all-inclusive product, beer, wine, food, everything included, activities included, and we spend more time in what we consider the most beautiful parts of Norway.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. I'm looking forward to coming in one of these days, getting up there. Now, anything else you'd like to tell the travel advisors out there about this vessel?
No, I think it's a great place to send the guests. I think this is revolutionizing expedition travel. So I hope everyone will be able to send guests on this beautiful ship. We'd love to have them as the guests on Roald Admnudsen, Fridtjof Nansen, and the rest of the Hurtigruten fleet.
Well, Daniel, thank you for taking the time to explain this beautiful ship, the new one. I've seen pictures on it for a long time. I said, wow, this is really revolutionary.
It's better than the pictures.
I have to say, it is definitely better than the pictures. You get another ship. It is really, I'd say it verges on luxury expedition travel because it is such a great design. The food is great. And really, it's a fabulous ship to go see Antarctica, the Arctic, and Alaska eventually next year. Great to see you, and good luck with this ship and the ship for next year as well.
Thank you very much. Great having you on board.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.